Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is CeeChronicles and I post fragrance related content on this platform. Please consider subscribing and joining the family. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I have a mixed bag of great spring and summer scents. The very first one I want to talk about, guys, is from the House of Navigators under the creative direction of Sharida. And this, guys, is me Cassonade. Let me show you the presentation. Look at that. Okay, I love the presentation. Okay, so Navigators does work with creators, and they have made fragrances with AI the Great. They have made fragrance with Prelina, and they have made fragrances with other YouTubers. Okay, this is a heavyweight fragrance. It puts to the lead the vanilla, and it's immediately a gourmand scent. Now they did put the notes there, so it says scrumptious, delectable, addictive. All right, that is what the wording says there. And the top notes of this fragrance are going to be bergamot, vanilla ice cream, and cashmere, right? So immediately this gives you a gourmand welcome. The vanilla, even the ice cream, is immediately joined by some spices. The spices that add some depth to the composition, right? So the mid of this fragrance is going to be brown sugar, toffee, and amberwood. The baking brown sugar, that's what you get from here, that damp feel of a brown sugar. I know the smell is very hard to describe. It can come across as caramelly, that sort of thing, but the brown sugar in this is vivid, and it is in the mint. But we do not lose the ice cream, we do not lose the vanilla that was there at the opening. The brown sugar and of course that toffee and amberwood just fuse together as a continuation to this fragrance. The base of this fragrance, guys, is vanilla caviar, crystal musk, Peruvian white, amber, and the master perfumer is Bertrand du I don't want to butcher his name. I'm just going to call him Bertrand. I've failed to pronounce his surname every time I've seen the name. Now, what do I get, that I can give you there as a mental shortcut? This is certainly a vanillian scent. This is certainly a gourmand scent, but it is rich. This is a spicy scent. It does feel as though it's anchored by some woods there. To me, the fragrance that I can say this is in the same vein as is that Born to Stand Out Sugar Addict. It's not a clone. I'm just giving you an example there because I looked and I saw some comparisons. I saw Vanilla 28. No, this does not give me Vanilla 28, although the vanilla is almost identical to how the Vanilla 28 vanilla is done. But the spices in this makes it feel, a little bit woody. It has that vivid sugar note, and to me, it is a fragrance that if you love that Born to Stand Out Sugar Addict, you're gonna love this, but it's not a clone. So the very first one on the lineup, guys, Martini Cassonade. Second on the lineup, guys, is going to be Anham, the second song. This is just spring in a bottle. If you are one that's into florals, you're going to get that almost immediately in this. This is a burst, guys, of a concoction of a lot of florals. It does have pear blossom there in the mid, but what you get mostly is that green, fresh, floral feel, as though you're walking in a garden after the rain. It's got the tonka. The tonka in this adds to that greenness. Also lists a note of praline, but it's mostly a spring fresh floral, guys, with that vanilla, but mostly florals, guys. So this is Anham, the second song. Next up, guys, we have Prowler Extrait de Parfum. This is my nose to yours. This is my very first fragrance that I created, guys, and we have another one that's ready. We are just working out logistics, so I am going to drop another one soon. But Prowler Extrait de Parfum is here on this lineup, guys, because this is an all-rounder basically. But if you were looking for a fruity floral for spring, if you are looking for a fragrance that has the vanilla working in tandem with the florals, which is that jasmine and some spices, but all moderated, guys, to make sure that it gives you a beautiful sensory experience, then you could consider adding Prowler Extrait de Parfum to your collection. This is a unisex fragrance. It does make use of the fruits, particularly the pineapple, but it's not one that I would say is a fruit juice in a bottle. You know what I mean? It just uses the pineapple, and then the pineapple and the dried fruits lead into the florals, and then the vanilla and the spices, you know, the cardamom, the tonka, that sort of thing. So I can't say enough about this fragrance, guys. I absolutely love it, and I love how well received it was. So this is a great recommendation, guys, for spring and summer. And you can still pick it up right here on YouTube or on www.macedonperfumes.com. It is Proud Mary Extrait de Parfum by Macedon Perfumes and myself, CeeChronicles. Next up, guys, is a fragrance from the brand Alabasta. I'm not sure whether this is very popular or it's one of those that are still filtering in, but I personally know about this brand. It's just that I don't see a lot of influencers talk about the fragrances from this brand. So this is Arkansas. This fragrance is going to share a likeness to that Carolina Herrera, the good girl, right? But it is very creamy there. I think it is a tuberose that's weighing in as super creamy, although it does have the cacao, it has the praline, it also has the tonka. Yes, there is unmistakably a likeness to Good Girl, but it's doing a little bit more in how that tuberose highlighting it to be super creamy, and then sandalwood again giving off a creamy feel, creamy interpretation, guys. So that Carolina Herrera Good Girl, this one's gonna last you the whole day. It does list a lot of coffee, but I wouldn't say this is a coffee forward scent. But the best way just help you out there is if you like Carolina Herrera Good Girl, the original one, and you wanted it more creamed up, then this is going to be one for you. It's called Ankas, okay? Ankas by Alabasta. Next up is an underrated heavyweight from the house of Lattafa. Let me just spray it while I show you the bottle. This is Lattafa's Aurak Al Oud, okay? Has the note of oud listed as a double note. It has the oud at the top, has the oud at the bottom, but amazingly, this is not one of those that I would say remind me of how Lattafa does their oud, okay? Especially in fragrances like Oud Mood and stuff. And if you look at the note pyramid without smelling this fragrance, you may think, oh my God, double oud coming from Lattafa, I'm out. This is a nice powdery scent, guys. It has rose there in the mid, and then it's amber. It makes use of the nutmeg as well as the cinnamon for spices, and then it has the sandalwood and of course the ambrox. What I get from this fragrance is something that I get in Oud Satin Mood by MFK. Vanillin, smooth oody type of a situation, and less powdery than Oud Satin Mood. It is actually more of a twist rather than a one-on-one with Oud Satin Mood, but if you like Oud Satin Mood, you're definitely gonna like this particular one. And yeah, this would be a heavy hitter. Aurak Al Oud from the house of Lattafa. Next up, guys, is going to be for the lady or the girl that loves clean scents. This is a Shell Musk from the house of Paris Corner. I still am not feeling this fragrance. I find it very soft. It has been likened to Kayali's Musk 12, but Kayali's Musk 12 is a fragrance that I can actually smell. You know, I'm not saying I can't smell this, but this is too polite. It gives you that floral, the lily of the valley and the lotus, but they've gone super gentle with the lotus. On the note pyramid for this, it has caramel. It doesn't get to a point where I'd say it's sweet. It's a quintessential musky scent with an airy violet feel, airy jasmine, all toned down, powdery feel. The musk holds up from start to finish, and as much as the opening is floral there, where you're gonna get you know, that lily of the valley, like I said, then they kind of die down into this powdery, even baby powder musk, okay? So this has been likened to Musk 12 by Kayali. For those who may want an alternative, it's probably gonna do, but it's a soft, you know, fragrance. On a side note, if a fragrance is soft like this, you can actually use it to layer with other fragrances, because musk in itself itself, especially put out there as a musk, can then tie ingredients to actually make them speak a little bit louder. So this is a shell musk, guys, from Paris. Next up, guys, is a unisex fragrance. This is great for both men and women. This is from the house of Arabiat of their prestige collection, and this is Nyla Suede. Nyla Suede, to my nose, seems to be a standalone. I haven't come across, a fragrance that I can liken it to. But the longer you keep, Nyla Suede in your collection, it brings forth the coconut note. I do not know why Arabiat decided to give us a twist to the actual notes. And I'm not saying the notes that they have put on the box are not correct. I'm just saying it does seem to me like there is an omission of that coconut, the praline, and the caramel. This is actually yummy, guys, and I didn't get that immediately when I got a bottle of this, but now that this one is matured, it's macerated, it's everything, it does bring to the surface that creamy coconutty scent about it, and a leathery backdrop that makes it unisex. I've seen some comparisons of this to Billie Eilish, the original one. I wouldn't say that's what I get, but maybe people are likening it to Billie Eilish because of that sweet caramel and praline as well as coconut combo. Now, the notes listed by the brand itself are at the top basil, cardamom, and bergamot. The mid being geranium, lavender, and leather, and the base being musk, cedarwood, and leather. I do get the leather, okay, and I like that they have put it as a double note in the mid as well as a base, because this is leathery. However, the twist to this, which you're not going to find on the pyramid, is that gourmand accord that is brought forth by a creamy coconut feel. There's a yumminess to this fragrance, especially the longer it sits. Great spring and summer scent if you want something that's long lasting. Second from the last, guys, is going to be Dubai Miracle. Dubai Miracle is on this lineup, guys, because look at it. This is just spring in a bottle, guys. If you're looking for rose, lychee, if you want a fragrance that's going to make you think of walking in a garden, the peony, the airiness there, the aquaticness there, the floralness there, then this is certainly going to do it for you. It sort of reminds me of Delina, okay, Delina, but a lighter interpretation of, and it is a second from the last. Now, the last one, guys, in terms of the spring and summer fragrances I wanted to recommend is this one, La Falcon, and this is Parfum Intense. I've been seeing this bottle, and look at this. Don't we get Latifah's niche Emiratis, in something like this? Anyway, it is what it is. Okay, so this is Parfum, and this particular one is called Intense, right? This indeed is intense. It is a dense fragrance. It is woody, and I thought to add it here for somebody who may want a unisex fragrance, something that's pretty much heavyweight but without it being off-putting to the nose. There is something in this fragrance that kind of opens up like Mancera's red tobacco, but it does not dry down to that. But there is like an unmistakable, like a red tobacco thingy that I get in this, okay? But it's a sweet scent. It could very well have caramel. I didn't check the notes. It could have caramel. Definitely has woods and spices. And it is definitely an ambery scent. It is not to the nose as intimidating as this bottle looks, but of course with a thickness and that depth, okay? So the mid of this is going to have the florals, jasmine, all the usual suspects. Jasmine, Turkish rose, could also be ylang in this. Guys, if you're looking for something sweet, something that opens like red tobacco by Mancera, but drying down very vanillin there. And the more I sniff it now, it does feel like it has like a booze note, sweet booze like rum, okay? Rum, something like that. So yeah, it is Parfum, guys, for those who want a fragrance with a lot of facets, something that you're going to wear that's going to last a whole day with that amber, vanilla, and a bit of some ylang. Parfum Intense, guys, is the last recommendation recommendation that I have for you here on this lineup. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know what your spring fragrance choices are going to be, and we can interact in the comment section there. CeeChronicles is my name. Remember to turn on post notifications, guys. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, guys, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.